Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. Our festival, our festival, our festival. Our festival, our festival, our festival.
Welcome, welcome everyone. Georgia Fullerton here. We are here today at day 2 of the AWA Festival. I am extremely excited to be here. Thank you for joining us, and those who will join in later, thank you. African Women Acting Festival, this is our 5th year that we are doing this festival, and we are quite excited to bring you all of the beautiful artistry we have. I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about AWA and who we are. African Women Acting is a not-for-profit organization dedicated and geared towards empowering, preserving, and promoting women issues and the heritage of African culture through African arts and female artists or artists with African expressions. It is a fantastic lineup we have for you today, and we're going to begin by acknowledging the land that we stand on and this space that we're in today. We wish to acknowledge this land on which the Awa operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we acknowledge the ancestors of this land and our African ancestors. In addition, we are very proud of our funders, all the funding agencies who have made this possible for us to be able to build this resilient artistic community. Canadian Red Cross, Employment and Social Development Canada, Toronto Arts Council, the City of Toronto, and with the support by the Centre for Social Innovation, CSI, where AWA is located. So without further ado, let's talk about our first and most notable guest today. It's award-winning recording artist, Faith Amour. Faith is a Toronto vocalist, steadily emerging into the North American jazz scene. I can't wait to hear her. This is going to be super special. She's a vocalist, she plays flute, she has South American heritage that she brings forward in her music, and today, for the AWA Festival, Faith will sing originals from her last album, Bright Eyes, and unreleased tracks from her upcoming EP entitled Imanova. Here we go. Faith Amour.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I'm gonna do a little switcheroo, because you know why. Ah, that's better. My name is Faith Amour. This is my Imanova project. My ancestors were brought from the African continent to Guyana, and from Guyana to Canada. The place that I speak from is from the past, the present, and the future. A future full of hope and possibilities, even against a backdrop of uncertainty. Better days are coming. Sun rising high on the African plain. You call me home, you call my name. Oh, Buru Buru, where hearts are open. Oh, Buru Buru, you have called my name. Red earth feels the caresses of my skin. Soul stirring, eyes burning, but ready to begin. Oh, Buru Buru, where hearts are open. Oh, Buru Buru, will I ever be the same? Eyes that I remember still, smiles that will remain in my heart. I will return. I will return. I will keep your light, keep your light, keep your light. I will keep your light in my heart. Kipande moyo wangu katika nia milele Afrika. Light in my heart. Red earth feels the creases of my skin. Soul stirring, eyes burning, but ready to begin. Oh, Buru Buru, where hearts are open. Oh, Buru Buru, I will never be the same. Eyes that I remember still, smiles that will remain in my heart. Eyes that I remember still, Naliaka, smiles that will remain in my heart. Thank you so much. That song Buru Buru was from a trip that we took to Nairobi. And of all the things that we remember, we'll remember the red soil, we'll remember the hot days, but mostly I'll remember the warmth of the people that welcomed us, Canadians and Americans who were just trying to find themselves. I can feel the sand beneath my feet. I'm reaching for what I can't see, following a voice I've heard that said more is just over the hill. Breathing in all the trials of the day. No, I should, but I can't wait. Anything and everything will be if I'll just be still. Now I'm reaching for the distant horizon, knowing that the end is to come. Living on the edge of tomorrow, breathing in the morning sun. I'm living for a distant horizon, knowing that the clarity's to come. Living on the edge of tomorrow, breathing in the morning sun. On the edge of a promise that's yet to be born. Reaching for a distant horizon, knowing that the end is to come, living on the edge of tomorrow, breathing in that morning sun, giving all that I can to myself, knowing that I love is enough, living on the edge of tomorrow. Thanks so much. Awa Festival, thank you so much for having me. I'm not done yet. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I appreciate you. This festival is very special. It's the second year that I've been invited, last summer and this summer, and so I'm honored to represent the diaspora of Africans here in Toronto. As you heard, my background is Guyanese, but my last name is French, Amour. Do we know why it's French? No, we have no idea. But since it is, I learned French, and this song is one of the first ones I wrote for myself. It's called Où es-tu? And it is about the search for the one. Où es-tu means, where are you? Dum, 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 du-du-du. J'ai cherché longtemps pour toi. Je n'ai personne ici. Je me souviens de nos voyages ensemble, des moments que je n'oublierai jamais. Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Where are you? En amour, nous étions en amour. Dis-moi qu'est-ce qui t'arrivait? What happened? Un jour, tu étais là, la prochaine disparue. Pourquoi est-ce que tu es parti? Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Où es-tu? Chaque jour, chaque nuit, je rêve de toi. Tu es dans mes pensées tout le temps. Il n'y a personne qui pourrait prendre ta place. Il n'y a rien qui peut prendre ta place. Ni mon héros, ni la télévision, ni le cinéma, ni le chocolat, ni la crème glacée. Il n'y a rien amour, où es-tu? Mon cher, où es-tu? Je cherche, je cherche, je cherche pour toi. Où es-tu? Merci. Oh, it's so nice to have people in the room. Trust me, I am not used to hearing this. Oh, my land. I've been doing virtual shows in my home, and I promise you the hand clap emojis are as close as it gets. So this, God bless you all. Hallelujah. It feels like it's, 500, but trust, we're in the guidelines. We're doing everything right. And I hope that you are having a good time at home, chilling out, relaxing this Labor Day weekend. I've always been of the notion that no hay nada que no puedes hacer. There's nothing we can't do. Tienes el poder. We have the power. Vámonos, muchachos. Y ándale. Take it. Life is a wonderful journey if you don't live it all in a box. Take a chance, I tell you it's worth it every part. Good things in life really ever come easy. You gotta work for the cherry on top. When the road gets tough, know you'll make it, trust your eyes. Why not live your dreams? Reach your potential, feed your soul. Every day we're closer to the finish line. So suit up now, on your mark, get set, and go, 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 go on. Now sit back if you want to. No, don't let anybody pass you by. Find the key to the lock, open up and you can fly. Yeah. You can fly. This is the part where you get to do a little, I don't know what it's called, because I'm not Latin, but maybe it's salsa. Let's do a salsa. 1, 2, back and together, front and together, back and together. Then a freestyle, freestyle, do a little spin, then you win. Then throw a little scat as you're going across the floor. No, that wasn't part of the plan, but I decided you needed to get up and move. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. I get it. 1 and together, back and together. Hey, ba-dum-dum, ba-da-ga-ga-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ga-da-da-da-da. Oh, people around you may tell you you're crazy. Why go out on a limb, on a whim? They'll say risk takers never make it in the end. No, no, but you and I, we know better. You never make it if you never try. So put your whole self into it. You just might win by and by. Why not live your dream? Reach your potential, feed your soul. Every day we're closer to the finish line. So suit up now. On your mark, get set, and go, 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 go on. Now sit back if you want to, but don't let opportunity pass you by. Find the key to the lock, open up, and you can fly. Fly. You can fly. You can fly. Let's take it. Thank you so much. That's off of the Bright Eyes album if you want to cop that. And of course, you can find me on the social medias, which I'll tell you about when I'm in my little interview, because I have a feeling someone wants to ask me questions about myself. I might be wrong. I might be right. I might be wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. Do I have one more tune? Okay. This is the latest song written in my home, produced by me, so don't mind the weird drums. Stronger than the strongest love, deeper than the deepest sea. That's how deep your love is for me. It's higher than the highest sky, wider than anything I could think of, realer than the space that's here between you and me. And I say, ooh, you love me, you love me, you love me, and ooh, I'm precious because you love me. Just gotta think about it. You're never rude, you're never proud, even after all the selfish things I've done. Your love, it reaches to the sky. You never leave me hanging. Oh, love is who you are. That's why I say you. Because you love me. Now I just gotta think about it. Just wanna think about it. I just wanna think about it. Think, revel and think about it. I just wanna breathe you in and know that you will always be right there for me. 'Cause you love you. You love me, yeah. You love me, yeah. You love me, and ooh, I'm precious because you love me. Thank you so very much. I'm Faith Amore. See you on the internet somewhere. Okay, thank you. Caliente.
Now I am.
You are on.
So absolutely sweet. I can't say enough. And if ever was there a time to put someone in a mood just by your voice, just by what we hear, you have definitely accomplished that.
Wow,
So
thank you.
I'm very pleased to have you here.
Thank you
We
so
can
much.
get
Right.
closer. We can get closer.
We should be facing this way, not like that. It's not like I've done
Okay.
this before.
Wonderful. So I know that you have done a lot of travel, a lot of study.
Yes, ma'am.
And that must mold and shape your creative process in different ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about how that has been?
Sure. I was raised in like East Toronto, and it was super multicultural. And the choir that I started in, they just made us sing all these languages to learn songs. And I was so enamored with them. I continued with French, I learned Spanish, and it made me want to go and live in a Spanish-speaking place and travel different places. The song Buru Buru was completely inspired from my trip to Kenya. So that would not have
Absolutely.
happened if I hadn't gone there. And I just had a positive experience, you know? And I think that just travel opens you up to seeing how other people live and accepting that there's more than one right way to do things, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even in looking at that, the multiple ways of looking at things, generally some things you'll see the same, no matter where you are in the world,
For
right?
sure, for
the
sure.
appreciation for music and the arts, how it can shift the mood in a room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, I noticed in some of your lyrics, there's levels of which I listen and enjoy music, and
Okay.
it's first of all the music itself, the rhythm, and then the lyrics.
Yeah.
And there's something about titling something. And why did you choose Bright Eyes?
Ooh, okay. That's actually the most interesting story on the album. The album is entitled Bright Eyes, and then there's a track that's called Bright Eyes, and it's about this little girl that I met and I got to know while I was living in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And she was studying ballet, so she was, doing all of her positions. and such.
Forms, yes.
And so it was super cute. But she also was like super wise. Like she would understand things. She was 7 years old, but she would understand grown-up things, talking to, grown-ups. And so I was just kind of like fascinated by that. Her name is Noe. And
Unique name.
Pardon?
Unique name.
Definitely. That's her short form. And yeah, it was a song that kind of just happened, especially right around the time I was writing the album. I needed something to anchor it, and that was it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that I wanted to say right away, because I was hearing innuendos, there's times when your sound is hauntingly beautiful, and
Thank you.
the artist that I think of is really Liz Wright. Sometimes I think of
Wow.
her.
Yeah.
And because you are a multidisciplinary artist, you play flute as well? You
I
play
do.
flute? Yeah. So you're doing all of these different arts. And as myself, curious to know as an expressive arts therapist and how you have to shift from one art modality to the next. In your case, maybe writing to singing to playing, right? How does that help your own mental health, and how important do you think that is towards achieving what you want to achieve and staying grounded and well?
It's really interesting. I'll go broad and then I'll go towards myself. I noticed that during these last 6 months of people being indoors and being more into themselves, that there were some artists that were finding more and more reasons to be creative, and others who were like shut off from that side of themselves. Not by choice. For some of them, it's just like I just can't. And so that was an interesting thing to find, and it was a matter of everyone just has to do their own, like do what they need to do. You know what I mean? There's no rules, and no expectations. We have to like kind of let go of that and just let there be grace for everyone to do what they need to do, within reason. We need to still be kind to each other in all ways. So for
100%.
me, it was not so much a matter of, like, I did take a break from creating music, but I took the moment to learn things that I hadn't been learning before, which was important to me. And then I got back into playing the piano. Yeah, and so I've been composing from the piano, and just like, especially when you have a tuned piano, I don't know if anybody...
Mine needs double tuning.
It was a double tune. It was a double tune masked in
feel it.
May, and
Yeah.
it was changed my life.
But it made a difference to you. It made a
did.
difference to you in terms of approaching something new,
Approaching something new,
not having any rules.
familiarity,
Yeah.
and just like that muscle memory,
Yes.
doing that thing that used to give me joy, and it bringing me back to that place. That was important for my mental health.
So if there was a lesson or something that you could say about introducing things that you might not be as comfortable with, or things that you had from your past, you think that's beneficial to your own mental health, your overall well-being?
I absolutely think that
Yeah.
both are. I think that trying something new and, again, having grace for yourself, like, it's going to be hard. And I'm not going to be perfect the first 17 times. And I have to realize that that's totally okay.
Yeah.
That's one process. And then this is what I used to do, and this made me really joyful. And I'm going to delve into that. If it's baking, or if it's, like picking up the guitar that has been sitting in the closet for a couple years.
Sounds
Whatever it
like
is. But music heals.
music heals. You
Music
know,
heals.
This is undeniable. You can't make it up. You witnessed it here. You feeling it here. And these are the kind of resources that AWA has. I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you come for the subsequent sessions that we're having straight through until the end of November.
Right.
And everyone who is here today and everyone who's watching and witnessing, when we talk about mental health, especially in the arts, this is one of the questions that I do like to ask, especially women. We are multitasking all the time. We are juggling numerous things. And within that, sometimes there is a stuck point, right? And I mean, you have reached out and you have found another area within the arts to bring solace to yourself, to recreate your process, so to speak.
A lot of recreation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good.
What I really like about it too is that you spoke about acceptance, and without acceptance, we can't have any change, right? So once you can learn to accept some of the things that maybe you can't change, that you don't have control over, there is more of an opening and a portal for change.
Absolutely. The acknowledgement, then the acceptance, then the let's go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, and I really hope that we get to see some more of you. And this is just a snippet, a sliver, a slice of some of the fantastic artists and artisans that we have. Once again, I want everyone to put a hand together, a couple of hands together for Faith Amour and her beautiful artistry today.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our African women nothing. Our festival, our festival, our festival. Our festival. African women are king. Our 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 festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival.
We are back. We are back with the Awa Festival Day 2. Today, September 6th, a very important woman also I have to mention. It is my mother's 84th birthday today. I just wanted to put that in there. So my spirit is here and her spirit is here. She was my original artistic influence way, way back. But right now, I want to also let you know that Awa is here for all women, you know, all artists, people who are going through their own struggles, people who are finding new ways to navigate their lives. And please, you need to check out the resources that they have. Contact us at help@africanwomenacting.org. You can also give us a call. That was our email address, help@africanwomenacting.org. You can also reach us at 437-988-7456. So please reach out to us. We have multiple resources and programming and support for women of the African diaspora and those beyond. And I just want to make sure that you all hear that. Speaking of multidisciplinary, we have another wonderful, solid, enthusiastic, and engaging artist who uses music, words, humor, all kinds of things to put across her eclectic style. She's well known in the Canadian musical scene and in the arts as a whole. Justine Gogwa, Jolie Justine Gogwa, is coming to entertain us and show us something of her spirit, her style, her artistry. Please welcome her.
Do I have to perform after you talk? I think it should be the reverse. You are a woman of a world, and you use the right African accents to say Jolie, which means the lucky child. Be blessed. Nya era dogiane, dodogi era se dogiane. Dogi awase goromeyo Dogio nani ngoroyi ana dogio 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 nani ngoroyi ana na dogine no no kabwene no no bero grenia. Dogina, no kawrene, no bero. Oh no grenia. Adogio naningro yiwa. Dogio naningro yire. Dogio naningro yiwa. Dogio dogie. Dogio. Dogio naningro yi. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 oh, yeah, oh, yeah, Zawio, Zawio, Zawira, Zawio, Zawio, Zawira, yeah, Zawira, Zawira, yeah, Zawira, Afrikio, Zawio, Zawira, Afrikio, Zawio, Zawira, yeah, Zawira, Zawira, yeah, Zawira. Agyoture na yakuo. Agyoture na yakuo. Yeah, agyoture na yakuo. Yeah. Yeah, agyoture na yakuo. Emio na yakuo. Emio na yakuo. Yes, Sonia, na yakuo, yeah. Yeah, Africa, yakuo, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh. Mazolina yakuo, Mazolina yakuo. Ah, wagyotule ayakuo, yeah. Yeah, wagyotule ayakuo. Ana wagyotule ayakuo, yeah. Am I allowed to talk? We can lose it all. So we lost it. We lost everything. The house is gone. Money is gone. Sometimes husband is gone. But when the spirit flies away from the window, then we have a situation to take care of. When our soul, Zuzu is a soul. When you lose everything, you have to hold on your soul. Because when you lose the soul, you lose it all. There are certain things money cannot buy. And I'm calling all the community. I'm calling the brothers, the husband, the fathers of our children, the grandfathers, the uncle, the main figure in our community. It's time to face the reality. Zuzu is flying from the window. Our spirit is going. We're trying the best we can as a mothers, as a sisters, as a woman, but we cannot do this by ourselves. It's been over 500 years. The mind is flying from the window. The soul is running out of our body. The spirit is getting confused. But still, we as a woman, we're standing. Now, I'm inviting you. Then we can work together. We're losing our children, the future of our community, the future of who we are. But we won't lose our smile, because that's the light of our spirit. Yes, that's why the next song I will dedicate it to our children, because in the turmoil of the confusion, I'm still seeing hope. And that little song will be in French because that's one of our heritage. So to you, my children, my nephews and nieces, my little cousin, please, I know, you know that I know how our mind is dancing between who we are, who the one has to be, where we're going. But you know what? Look at me. Don't lose it. Don't lose the light of your spirit. Malgré la haine qui habite ton cœur, moi je vois dans tes yeux nos espoirs de demain. Enfant du soleil, enfant de la neige, enfant des pluies, enfant des forêts. Malgré la souffrance qui habite ton cœur, moi je vois dans tes yeux nos espoirs de demain. Enfant du soleil, enfant de la neige, enfant des pluies, enfant des forêts. Malgré la haine qui habite ton cœur, je vois en toi la lumière de demain. Malgré la rage qui ronge ton âme, moi je vois en toi la lumière de demain. Oh enfant du soleil, malgré la haine qui habite ton cœur, je vois en toi la lumière de demain. Malgré la rage qui ronge ton âme, moi je vois en toi l'espoir de demain. Enfant du soleil, malgré la haine qui habite ton cœur, je vois dans tes yeux nos espoirs de demain. Enfant du soleil, enfant de la neige, enfant des pluies, enfant des forêts. Malgré la haine qui habite ton cœur, je vois en toi la lumière de demain. Malgré la rage qui ronge ton âme, moi je vois en toi les espoirs de demain. Oh enfant du soleil, 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 enfant du soleil. Je t'aime tellement. Sometimes they think kids grow in a garden. No, somebody got to carry them. They're not a vegetable. You don't find them in a store. That's why we must care for our children. We must care for ourselves. And as you catch flu or you have a cold, when we think of a mental health, and let me talk about it, because you don't know what you don't know. And I feel what I feel, and I know what I know that you don't know, and I can talk about it. Because the day we start talking about it, the way we're doing, then is the beginning of the healing. Do we need a healing? Then let's face it. There is no shame to talk about mental health. Because what we're going through, I don't even know why we're not crazy by now. If you can catch a flu, you can catch cold, well, you know what? You can catch mental health. Mental health is not about running because you're crazy. Mental health is when you wake up in the morning and you feel like the whole planet is against you because of who you are. And when you go to school, it's not a guarantee that you'll come home safely. And when you open the fridge, mom did the best she can. That is still between two jobs. But you manage to become somebody. So mental health is not a big deal, but it is a big deal. The reason why it's not a big deal can be small, can be silenced, and can be huge. And we decide as an Afro-Canadian woman to talk about it. I'm just an artist. I'm not a physician. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm a healer. I'm a healer. And I can only use my voice to tell you that you're not on this train by yourself. We are together, and we're going to be here because we're born from the greatest. Remember who you are. Ah. Mulingi yako, mulingi yako, yeah, mulingi yako, yeah, mulingi yako, mulingi yako, yeah, mulingi yako, yeah, mulingi yako. Mazoli yako, yeah, Grida yako, Sophie yako, Sonia yako, Giselle yako, yeah, Angela yako, Leila yako, yeah, yele oh, yele oh, yeah. Tu portes sur le dos l'espoir de l'humanité et quand ils font la guerre, tu te perds et tu perds tout. Aux femmes d'Afrique, yako, angunengire yako, angunengyo yako. Grida o yako, yeah, wieka o yako, wo, ayerere, 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 ayerere. Yele oh, yele oh, yele oh, yele oh, Mazoli yako, Sofio yako, Michelle yako, ye Nina yako, ye Ines yako, My dear audience, am I behaving good so far? Good. Well, I love you and I love me because I realize that if I don't love you enough, I don't know how I'll care about you. It all ends with love. To have a festival like this, the Awa Festival, is because there's a young woman behind who has a deep love. Her heart is like an ocean. Because you gotta love people to take a time and say, I care about my people's mental health. I care about my sisters. And I'm calling on Julie Justine Gugwa just to come and mess it up. So I'm messing it up, so bear with me. Yeah, ogirapa o. Ogirapa o, baye o, ogirapa o, ye ogirapa, kudu jano ogirapa o, nave ye gire ogirapa o, ye ogirapa o, baye o, ogirapa o, ye ogirapa, kudu jano ogirapa o, nadagu emre ogirapa. Ale nadire babrini, ye nadire babrini, nyao nadire babrini, wa nadire babrini, mao nadire babrini re, nadago dire nadire babrini ye nadire babrini, nyao nadire babrini, wa nadire babrini, mao nadire babrini re, nadago dire nadire babrini ye ogirapa o, baye o, ogirapa o, ye ogirapa, kudu jano ogirapa o, nadagu emre ogirapa ale nadire babrini, ye nadire babrini, nyao nadire babrini, wa nadire babrini, mao nadire babrini re, nadagu dire nadire babrini Ale na dire babline, ye na dire babline, nyao na dire babline, wa na dire babline, mao na dire babline re. Alphonse dire na dire babline, Ale na dire babline, ye na dire babline, nyao na dire babline, wa na dire babline, mao na dire babline re. Na de badere na dire babline, ye o gira pao, gbaye o gira pao. Ye o gira pa, kudu jano o gira pao. Na deba emre o gira pa, ye o gira pa o baye o gira pa ni o ye o gira pa kudu jano o gira pa o na gwie yetere o gira pa yokara. Yes, it is possible. You don't think so? We can face mental health together. It is possible. We can face mental health together through art, through culture, because that's how that's our base. The reason why we're having so much challenge, the reason why we're having so many, I'm not an expert, and don't get me wrong, but I say what I think I can say, and then I will go to court and I'll justify myself there. When you take away a culture, when you take away cultural values, because culture is an outfit, is a way of thinking, is a way of living. In our community with a big C, we do not raise a child by himself. You don't leave a child with a parent. Okay, me, mommy, daddy, and I. Me, mommy, daddy, and it doesn't work that way. It takes a community because that's how there will be someone watching the child. If your child is going a little bit, auntie will say, do you see what I'm saying? Uncle will say, I need to talk to you because the parent gets overwhelmed. So the beginning, the first beginning of a mental health, to deal with mental health, is to reinvent who we are. It's to rethink who we are. It's to remember who we are. It's to reinvent our community. It's to regain a sense of a community. We're losing it. Wake up. It's not one person's problem. It's a global problem. But you must start in your own house. My house is full of drum. We sing, we cry, we yell. Please, do not face this situation by yourself. We need to reinvent who we are. Merci.
My sister, my sister, my sister. So many impactful things you've said. Let me take this out because I think I need to move just like you. Several things I noticed right off the bat. How did you all like that? How was it? Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank
Wonderful.
you very much.
Much wisdom. You say, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychotherapist, I'm not this, I'm not an expert, but you are an expert of your own life. And you are a healer. And the way I see the arts, and anyone who engages in it, benefits from it, shares it, is a healer, is a doctor in their own right. So with all your expression today, the depth, the tangible things, the movement, the resonance of her voice, the message was really strong. And Jolie Justine.
Yes, my sister.
Gogwa. I noticed too, we hear a lot about mindfulness and taking the time to quiet your mind.
Yes.
Prior to you coming up here, I saw you taking a moment for yourself. Something that we tend to forget, right? We tend to forget to do that. So I want, in light of preparation for coming on here and speaking about mental health and what it means to you, which is hugely important, can you tell us something about how you prepare yourself as a mother, a strong woman, and an artist? And this is coming from someone who falls in those same categories as we speak on children shortly after this.
Wow. My sister, you only have a one life, right? And I learned in a hard way that no matter how deeply I appreciate you, I appreciate our sisters and brothers, I cannot borrow their life. I only have mine. And if I don't take care of mine and I lose it, then it's a one shot. That's the only thing that I will say the higher spirit God is really fair. It can only give you one expiry date. If you miss it, you miss it. So we have a 24 hours per day. No one is perfect. We're being conditioned to run, because if you don't run, then you're lazy. By running also, your mind is getting out of your brain. So I decide I'm not running. I have to decide when to run, when it's necessary, if I want to drop a few things from the African heritage behind here. But I need a 5 minutes for me,
Yeah.
to reinvent me. Then I will be able to be there for the sisters and for the siblings.
And that is the segue, to be prepared for yourself so that you can
manage
move
your
it forward.
life. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you have one shot.
You have one shot. And really important, something I also want to highlight is what is pending right now for so many parents is the children going back to school. You know, some of them are coming out of a situation in quarantine where they didn't even want to stay there, having to stay at home with someone who has, you know, abuse going on in their family. School is their escape.
Yes.
Now there's a choice of whether to work online or work in person. And if you were to say something more than what you've said in regards to the children and what they have to face to keep their mind from flying out the window,
Yes.
what would that be?
Either they're in a home school through virtual school, or they're at school.
Yes.
Any adult who's around a child must be a caregiver right there, no matter where the child is. So if they go to school, we must be there as an adult, as a community. That's an educational and school community. If they're at home, where you know what? They're not at home because they want you to abuse them. They're at home because they need you, they trust you. They got a hold on somebody they trust, and we're lacking of trust. Our children do not trust us anymore. So I will say, in school or at home, please protect them. Remind them how important they are. Remind them how valued they are. Tell them that they're the center of this world. And then when they breathe well, you breathe fluently.
Breath. And on that note, Jolie Justine Gogwa,
Thank you.
magnificent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Be
you.
blessed. Be
Bless. So you see the level of expression we have here with Awa. Thank you, my sister. We have a huge amount of expression, and these are where the resources can come and aid and help you. I'm going to say gone to church, but, but maybe not. It's more than that. It's being touched by someone in a way, and all of the artists here, in a way that is going to follow me as I go home, is going to follow me as I confront my 16-year-old and talk about grade 12. It's going to follow me when I go out into the community and try and spread the word and spread the love and spread the support that we absolutely need. Again, I want to highlight the fact that Awa has all of these resources and more. Look what we can learn. Look what we can capture just in an afternoon. And we've done so today, and there is more to come. Once again, I'm going to drop the number and drop the email for you to connect with Awa founders and supportive members. Please contact us at help@africanwomenacting.org. You can also call us at 437-988-7456. Please stay tuned for our next artist coming up very shortly. Thank you.
African women acting. Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. 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 Our African women are king. 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 Our festival, our festival, our festival. Our
Here we are once again. All right, we have more to come. I'm super excited about introducing this next artist. Let me give you a little blurb. This is Roxanne Christian, and she is a graduate of Berklee College of Music. She's an international board-certified music therapist and founder of Live Love Life Music. Live Love Life Music. We can relate. She has over a decade of experience working with physical, mental, emotional, and cognitive needs within district school boards, municipal nursing homes, psychiatric hospitals. She's got a wealth of knowledge and experience. She works in with a wide range of people. Let me slow down for my own mental health. And she's here today to introduce some of what she does, and we're going to listen to her voice and sound. So everyone, please welcome Roxanne Christian. Woo! Good. Yes. All right.
Thank you so much for that introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. I love the cause. I love all things health and wellness, and especially mental health. So I'm mainly sharing music as my personal therapy today, not necessarily what we do as therapy in music settings, but more so as my personal therapy, singing and songwriting, to explore and express my emotions. So this first one is called Goodbye, and I wrote it several years ago when I was in college, and I realized that I needed to say goodbye to some unhealthy habits and thoughts and friends, environments, and ways of being. And I went to my go-to expression and place for processing, which is singing and songwriting. And then it evolved and was inspired even more with one of my dear friends losing one of her families. They transitioned over to the next phase of existence. And this morning I heard that, again, one of my other dear friends just lost her family member who lived a long, full life, but again is transitioning to the next side. So use this song, Goodbye, as a comfort to accepting what is and moving forward and releasing what no longer serves you. It's time to say goodbye, to go our own way. I'll see you again on some other day. It's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell. And though I hate to go, the choice is smart. That's why I may move slow up to my new start. Till we meet again, I'll remember you, my friend. And so I say bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. So long, farewell. I love you. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. I'll see you again. If not here, then in another life. Thank you. So in life, it is so important to make sure you have proper support systems. Support is essential for health and wellness, thriving and growing. Whether it's support from your friends, family, communities, organizations, AWA is a perfect example of support for artists. Seek support, be support, because where we are united, there is strength and power. Many times our people in higher positions in our societies know that when we separate people, and they use many different things to separate people, that people are on a whole weaker and not as strong and not as powerful. So definitely find the communities that you resonate with, the people that support you, and the values that are in line with yourselves, and unite, because there's power in unity. This song is called Conquer by Divide. Sitting in my room silently trying not to consume society's negative energy being fed to me like a baby eating from his mother's spoon. You see, it's all in their master plan. Just a few big shots sitting on top, playing Monopoly, trying to get the individual to flop. By the tactics of conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. That makes it so hard for people to survive. A unification of the nations will bring us towards salvation. Cause we want to feel conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. They're infiltrating us with lots of fear, sidetracking us so we don't even care or even seem to be aware of their dirt, of their lies, of their falsities and spies, of the way they want to bring the human race to its demise. Yo, I hate when I have to compromise my individuality to avoid their tactics of conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. That makes it so hard for people to survive. A unification of the nations will bring us towards salvation. Cause we want to be conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. But I'ma do my part right from the start. Today I'll play it smart to get my head started. Fight for my rights, fight for the human right. Work hard and pray each and every day. Be a value producer and integrate my knowledge realistically with the past, present, and future. Draw the tactics of conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. That makes it so hard for people to survive. A unification of the nations will bring us towards salvation. Cause we want to be conquer, conquer, conquer by divide. Conquer by divide. Conquer by divide. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. This next one is an adaptation of breathing meditations and guided music, guided imagery music that I use in some of my sessions. And it's just called Breathe. So we take the breath for granted, and the breath can be used as a therapeutic tool when we become very present to it. I like to always inhale very deeply into the belly, allowing the belly to expand forward, and gently exhale, bringing the stomach in. As I exhale, I'm saying a positive phrase or a positive word or affirmation. And as I'm breathing in, again, I'm breathing deep into the body, grateful for breath and the health that I do have in that moment. And as I exhale, I'm saying my positive phrase or statement or word and imagining all what that word means to me in my life, using all my senses. So join in as we meditate on the song Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in and out. It's the breath of life. Breathe your breath of life. Breathe in and out. Breathe in love. Breathe out fear. Breathe in hope. And breathe out despair. And breathe. Breathe in your peace. And breathe. Breathe out confusion. Just breathe. It's your breath of life. Breathe your breath of life. Just breathe. Just breathe. So I love performing with different beautiful people, fellow performers, engineers, producers, audience. I love sharing the creative vibe. And since we're all friends here, this is a song called Friend for Life. Let me take a moment to wish you happy birthday. Let me take a moment to wish you joy and grace. And if it ever rains, may the sun shine on your face. And plant a seed of love for you to watch it grow. 'Cause you're my friend for life, always by my side. You are my friend for life. We will ride till we die. You are my friend. You are my friend. are my friend. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Appreciated, valued is the way you make me feel. And I genuinely trust you. This pact we have is sealed. You'll never be a burden if you promise to stay real and true. Yesterday, today, the future far away. 'Cause you're my friend for life, always by my side. You are my friend for life. We will ride till we die. You are my friend. You are my friend. You are my friend. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Sometimes we may fight, and sometimes we'll disagree. But as long as we work through it, we'll overcome. 'Cause you're my friend for life, always by my side. You are my friend for life. We will ride till we die. You are my friend. You are my friend. You are my friend. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Let me take a moment to say how much I love you. And if we never talk, you're always in my heart. Let me say again. Let me take a moment to say how much I love you. And if we never talk, you're always in my heart. Thank you. So I'm going to end with this one. It's called Acceptance. So after Berklee College of Music in Boston, I traveled to California and I got married and I landed an amazing job as a music therapist working for the California Department of Mental Health in one of their psychiatric hospitals. However, I wasn't able to work yet because I needed to wait for my legal status to get my work permit. And it just was taking forever, and there were so many blocks and obstacles, and I was getting so frustrated. I wasn't even happy in my living situation. And then I decided to go to a retreat. So I went to Vipassana Meditation Center, and I was there for 12 days in silence, and I sat with myself. And I just surrendered. I lifted up my hands and then I let them flop as I looked up to the sky and I said, you know what? I let go and let God. I had India Ari's song playing in my head, This Too Shall Pass. And when I came back, things just sped up and just started happening. So I always remember that experience when I'm working towards a goal or something's right there and I feel like there's a quote unquote block. I just live in flow and I let go and let life or let go and let God, and I just continue to plant the seeds and act and think and be in congruence to my dreams, and then you let the rest manifest on its own because it has to. What you sow is what you reap. So this is called acceptance, for us to accept where we are and know it's all good. Sometimes life's so tough, you wanna give up, you're empty like a cup. No, this is a phase, someday things will change. Acceptance is the key to really be free, just relax, you'll see. Accept reality, peace is neutrality. The only constant present in the world is change, absolutely. Just see how long things last, don't you mind the future or the past. I waited patiently, seemed like eternity to be. Where I am now, struggles went on and on. Did I do something wrong? Was this my cosmic payback? But that was not the case. I just had to embrace my fate and learn my lessons. Submission's not defeat. Rather you be complete when you accept your conditions. Sometimes life's so tough, you wanna give up. You're empty like a cup. No, this is a phase. Someday things will change. Acceptance is the key to really be free. Just relax, you'll see. Accept reality. Peace is neutrality. The only constant present in the world is change absolutely. Just see how long things last. Don't you mind the future or the past. It took a while for me to realize and see my thoughts are tangible energy. What you sow is what you reap, including thoughts you keep. Be sure to think positively, 'cause change, good or bad, will always come. Don't run. The submission is wisdom for you to know and truly grow from transition to transition. Sometimes life's so tough, you wanna give up. You're empty like a cup. No, this is a phase. Someday things will change. Acceptance is the key to really be free. Just relax, you'll see. Accept reality. Peace is neutrality. The only constant present in the world is change absolutely. Just see how long things last. Don't you mind the future or the past. Sometimes the best lessons are not one's taught, but our experience. Acceptance of what life brings you will set you free. Acceptance is a simple key. Sometimes life's so tough, you wanna give up. You're empty like a cup. No, this is a phase. Someday things will change. Acceptance is the key to really be free. Just relax, you'll see. Accept reality. Peace is neutrality. The only constant present in the world is change absolutely. Just see how long things last. Don't you mind the future or the past. Acceptance. 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 Thank you. Stay blessed, stay beautiful. Thank you, Awa, for having me. It's been a pleasure to be in your company and presence.
Go nowhere. Wonderful, wonderful, Roxanne. I'm going to leave this in the mic just because, again, life leaves clues. You don't know who you're going to come around and meet again. I'm looking at Roxanne as a rare breed. First of all, music therapy is the cousin to expressive arts therapy. And we just found out prior to this that we actually are living in the same region, so we're in Durham region, and we are definitely connected now. This is the joy of music, the joy of the therapeutic arts, and I guess some of your story, like you have such a diverse background in terms of getting into the field of music therapy. And so I am curious to know what led you into that field. Because, you know, you're an artist first, right? And now you have a new view. So tell us a bit about that.
Yes, thank you so much, Faith. I love that question because, I'm sorry.
Georgia, that's
Georgia.
okay. I'm terrible with names, so it's all good.
I kind of bumped into music therapy, and I was so glad for that. So way back when, you remember, in Canada Ontario used to have grade 13.
Yes.
So in grade 12, my school would take the grade 12s to a little tour to the different universities in Ontario. So in grade 12, the beginning of grade 12, during one of my tours at the University of Windsor, I asked my tour guide if I could double major in music and psychology because I didn't want to give up the performing, but I was always curious about the mind and the human behavior and healing and helping. And so she's like, oh, we have a program here that incorporates the two, and anatomy and physiology and music history and all these wonderful things. It's called music therapy. So it was like, wow, that's it right there. And then that was the journey of finding out more about music therapy. I think I found out about Berklee College of Music through a report I had to do. And I ordered some books online, and I think that triggered them to send me their prospectus.
Yes.
Yes.
So
then I got their information, and then I ended up going there.
that was
Yeah.
the start of a new venture, a new fork in the road.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm excited because, first of all, we have a lot in common. And you being here as someone who is from the East End of Toronto is great too. I wanted to share with you because in one of your songs you spoke about being in a hard place and this idea of hope and despair and fear and all of those things. There's a book that's called The Art of Fear. And Art and Fear, actually. It's the perils of art making and what that all means. So your focus on psychology and your curiosity and your interest in psychology is really important. And I think that even for me, and I brought something here because even though we're looking at the arts and you're performing beautifully, you have such a wide range of styles of music, which I appreciate. And I love to hear the language when you're working with people in the mental health industry, holding the space and also allowing and accepting and letting things go to a certain extent. So unlike you, my journey into thinking a little bit more about art and art making and how it affects you happened after I had my own trauma. And I was left in a room surrounded by paints, brushes, canvases, and that's when I started to question psychology and what does it mean to create art and what does it mean in terms of helping me or helping others. Do you find that psychology was your inroads to asking that question? Like, how can this be matched? Obviously, you told us, how can this be matched with music? And now when you help people, how do you find that they most benefit from what you do? And speaking specifically to the Black community, because there's a surgence now. Yeah.
Because the way we use music is different for everyone, every age, every population or need, as well as every culture.
Yeah.
Right? So if most of the communities I serve are predominantly white, and sometimes I go into communities that are just predominantly Asian.
Yeah.
And then I do go into communities that are for my community, my ethnicity, my background, my race, and things like that. And so you use music differently for each of them. And if you're working on physical rehabilitation, you're gonna use music differently than if you're working on someone on the spectrum versus if you're working with someone who just wants to explore and express creatively. But specifically for mental health and wellness and our community, I use a lot of singing and songwriting activities and expressive drumming. So we'll do group drum sessions where we learn different rhythms, whether they're created or cultural rhythms from West Africa. Then we play together with call and response activities. Sometimes we do follow the leader activities, or we just jam out with our various instruments and catch a vibe that way and really communicate non-verbally and raise our vibrations without anything else externally and feel that connection within the circle. And sometimes we'll sing about our pain through taking a song that we like and taking out some of the lyrics and substituting our own and then singing or rapping to that song, but it's our own story, and then having a discussion about it. So this discussion in the process is more non-invasive, and it's more like they can relate and connect, and the music is the anchor to then explore and come up with different ways of thinking, different maybe cognitive behavioral styles of changing for the better. or whatnot, but it's the basics and the foundation that opens everything else up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I like that integration, moving from one modality to the next. I'm just going to show this really quickly. I don't want you to go anywhere. But because you're speaking about, people who are nonverbal and have a little bit of problems with verbalizing what they're feeling, their emotions, and so on, I wanted to show this just as an example. We don't have the visual arts today, but I'm going to represent for the visual arts. So this is something that I produced while I was in that phase of recovering from my own trauma. And I felt courageous enough to do a painting that focused on, and this is the thing about trauma, if you work with people and music and trauma, it's very helpful. Trauma stays within reach. This is the title of this piece, and really what it represents, it's a dual portrait. This is me 10 years after my own experience with physical abuse. It was a one-time episode down here, and this is where we capture the arts in ways that we don't know that they'll come back. I took a photograph of myself after I had been bruised and hurt, and I reproduced it on here. So this bottom piece that's kind of with the skeletons over it. So what I'm trying to say is that even when you use music, when you use voice, you can discover other things about what's deep within you. And I really enjoy what you spoke about, like just in terms of all of the artists today spoke about the connection of body and mind, right? Because we can't discount the body, and sometimes we do. So I wanted to share that with everyone. And Roxanne.
Gorgeous. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
So I want to give a big round of applause once again for Roxanne Christian. She has so much more to offer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so that brings us almost to a close, but I want to just give big thanks to the three performers that were here today. I have a lot to sort of debrief in my own mind and in my own heart after this. Each day seems to get more just in alignment with where I'm at in my life and bringing people greater awareness of the arts and the importance of it, whether it's for school, whether it's at home, whether it's in your community. There's a need for it. I find that people are reaching for it, they're yearning for it. It's the one thing in this time where we have to stay apart but together, apart but united. It's the one thing that can actually bring us all of that. So Awa Festival is in its second day, final day. However, we have so much more to bring you. I want to thank Faith Amour. And you can come up if you like. Come on up. And we will stay distant. All artists, I know that Jolie Justine Gugua is gone now. She traveled all the way from North Bay, so big thanks to her. Thank you, Justine. And of course, Roxanne Christian, you can come up if you like. Thank you so much, all three of you artists. I want to give a special thank you also to the founder of AWA, African Women Acting, Sonia Ami. I would love you to come up here, please. The board of directors are Amelia Ward, who's the president, and Yvonne Hodge, as well as Dansu Kokuvi. I'm working on my communication. Dansu is part of communication. And of course, all the players in the backstory, Marcia, Patrick, Ken, I'm forgetting your name. Tasia. Okay. Lisa, of course. So many people involved. It's been fantastic. I want to thank, yes, Jeff. They're from CSI here. And we are broadcasting live from CSI Regent Park. We have our supporters and our funders for this wonderful festival. Please, I want you all to tune in starting the end of September, the 25th, I believe, every Friday and Saturday. We will be here for an hour each of those days. I'll be bringing you wonderful and beautiful artists such as these. And once again, we want to thank our funders. We could not have done this without them, and all the people who have helped in the background. So the Government of Canada, Canadian Red Cross, the Toronto Arts Council, who am I missing? CSI. Yeah, it's all here. And of course, the city of Toronto. EastEnders are not too far from the city of Toronto. So thank you once again from everyone here. Thank you for joining us for the AWA Festival, 5th edition. My name is Georgia Fullerton, expressive arts therapist and visual artist. Thank you so much. We gonna dance.
African women.